Education has the power to change people's lives. The knowledge that you have gained, it can shape your future. It is the key that unlocks the doors of an opportunity.
We are here to feel the tempo of the school. All of the schools we are in partnership with in Umlambo Foundation are dear to our hearts. Umlambo Foundation also supports learners to do their bachelor's degrees. I need you to pay attention to the academic performance of girls, because we have seen, not just in the schools but in many other schools, how girls have sort of been left behind. We need to engage the girls and to make sure that they are focused in their academic performance. We need them to know that they are as good as anybody else. They should not at any given point feel that they are not up to standard. We also want to make sure that children complete school, that they don't drop out, that we make sure that our children do not fall pregnant at school. It's important that children remain children and they leave school ready to become adults and continue with their education. And this can only happen when all of us in the school system, as an ecosystem, we hold together. This year, we had a large number of teachers that we trained who are going to be graduating in March. Congratulations to them, because our teachers, the class of 2021, did really well. We have 1,400 teachers who are going to be training and getting their certificates in digital literacy.
It was interesting and helpful to us because now we can integrate the lesson with the Google Classroom.
My message to Umlambo Foundation is thank you for bringing Umlambo to us as educators to be equipped with the digital, since we are in the fourth industrial revolution.
Thank you for the Umlambo Foundation who made all of this possible for us to learn all of these things and for us to implement it in our school. And then yes, just a big thank you, and we do appreciate it that we could be part of this project. We are super excited about it and we can't wait for the graduation.
Thank you very much, and I would like them to extend the invite to all the schools and all the educators.
I just would like to thank them because they're doing a really good job, and the opportunity that I got to be involved in this, it changes me as a teacher. It's changing the way I see my learners, and I can take my learners forward by all the things that I've learned during this time. I feel I can teach my learners and let them do the best that they can be.
We believe that the future of work and learning is different from the history of learning and work. Our children are being prepared for the future, which is why digital literacy is important for the teachers. In most of our schools, both teachers and learners and principals for that matter do not have digital literacy. This is why we chose to focus on digital literacy. We had teachers who had never touched a computer in their life. And the demand for digital literacy this year was actually driven by the pandemic. We can reach teachers around South Africa and many countries in Africa. But of course, we also have to support them with visits, with the offline engagement in order to make sure that they use these skills effectively. We see ourselves contributing towards a world with people with diverse skills, people who can help us do what we do every day. But underlying all of this is that we want people to win against poverty. Everyone that we touch, if we can make sure that our children will not be poor and they will not bequeath poverty to the next generation.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the patron of the Umlambo Foundation, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo Ngcuka, I should say, honored guests, educators, especially to our graduates, welcome to the 2022 Umlambo Foundation Digital Literacy Graduation for Educators. Give yourselves a round of applause. It is, of course, an honor and a privilege to be in your midst today. My name is Ziyanda Ngobo. Ordinarily, you'd see me as a senior politics reporter on Newsroom Africa, Channel 405, but today I've been bequeathed with the very significant role of honoring the educators who've just embarked on a very significant journey in being able to achieve this and complete this particular program. Now, I would like to also give a special mention to the officials from the Gauteng Basic Education who are here with us at the Altron offices in Woodmead. I'd like them to just please stand so that we could give them a very warm welcome this morning. Afternoon. Thank you very much to you. Just some housekeeping rules and how we're going to be going about today's proceedings. I would like to ask that everybody switch off their phones or ensure that they're on flight mode, and that as you sit in this particular venue to keep your masks on at all times. And as well, we'd like to continue engaging with you. This is, of course, a day of celebration. We are on various social media platforms. You can catch us on Twitter at Umlambo F with a capital F, on Facebook at Umlambo Foundation, and the hashtag for today is Umlambo Foundation. Now, before we get underway with today's proceedings, I'd like us to please all stand and join as we sing our national anthem.
See
Digital Literacy Graduation, hosted by the Umlambo Foundation together with their partners. And of course, today I will be steering the ship. You'll be hearing lots from the partners that I'm talking about. Tactileo, we're talking about HP. You'll also hear from the President of the Republic of South Africa giving messages of support today. But more importantly, we will be hearing who are the privileged and those who are probably more clever than I am to actually complete this program today. That's of course the educators who will be graduating today. So let's kick off today's program, and I'd now like to actually call upon Dr. Umlambo, who's the patron of the Umlambo Foundation, to welcome us and to tell us about the journey that they've traversed until today. And just before she gets to the stage, we will also be getting a video. She's managed to actually get some significant artists to come and pay tribute, and that I'm talking about Lira.
Do you realize nothing can ever be right until we choose to make it right? We can be the reason why. We can keep our hope alive. We can be the right ones for the task. We've been the missing part. So illuminate your life, starting with your own smile. You can be the spark. You can start a fire. Stop hiding in the dark. Don't be overcome. You have the right to choose your vibe. Step into the light. You can be the light. Never hide your light. Let it shine bright. You can be the light. You can be the light. Oh, never hide your light. Let it shine bright. Phone, lighter, anything. If you're feeling it.
To Lira for that outstanding musical item. I'm now going to call upon the patron of the Umlambo Foundation. I'm talking about Dr. Umlambo. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Very much to Lira. You can be the light. That's what we think the teachers who are celebrating today are. This is the 2022 Digital Literacy Educator graduation, and our theme for this year's graduation is rebuilding a new world. We're coming out of a pandemic, and we're bent on rebuilding our world and our country through these teachers. Also, this is teaching and learning for the future, because the children and the teacher are preparing for a future that you don't quite know. But with digital literacy, you are much better prepared. I'd like to acknowledge the leadership of Patron, especially the CEO, Mtetwa Nyati, and thank them for being such gracious hosts. I want to thank and acknowledge our partners, HP, who have trained the class we are celebrating today, as well as Tactileo, who also trained the other class of district officers. I want to greet our graduates at home, sad that they are not here with us, but happy because they have achieved so much. I want to greet their families, their friends, their learners, and all those who have supported them to come this far. I want to greet our guests at home, our guests here in the studio. Thank you for being so gracious and joining us to celebrate these teachers. Your encouragement is very important, not just to us as Umlambo Foundation, but to the teachers as well. I want to thank the district officials who have also come here. Through them, we get the motivation to do this work, and they are very important for the motivation that the teachers need. The teachers we are celebrating today are in two classes. A class of teachers and principals, which was taught by HP, and you will hear from our wonderful teacher, Joy, who taught that class, what happened in that class and why are they so special. And then we have district officials who did a class that had IT, but also it had a lot of other things that concern educators. They were helped to grapple with issues such as culture, which plays itself out in the classroom, issues of trauma that children bring with them to the classroom. But let me leave it to the lecturer who will tell you more about that. Umlambo Foundation is a convener of all these critical stakeholders to this program. We reach out to the schools, to the teachers, to the districts, and we are able then to bring teachers together. We reach out to the training providers, universities. Yesterday we had a graduation where the trainer was the University of the Western Cape. Today the trainer is private sector and an organization of universities that is based in Holland. So we as Umlambo Foundation convene and make sure that we stabilize all the moving parts so that the program can move on. We are hoping that after the pandemic, we will also be in a position to visit the schools and visit the teachers to encourage them and to see that they are actually using the skills that they've learned and hear from them how it's working out. Are they able to use the skills in a manner that they expected to? We also will be recruiting the class of 2022. In fact, we are in the midst of doing that, and that class will start in March. We do this work also in partnership with the Department of Basic Education, and we thank them for the support that they have given us. At Umlambo Foundation, we believe that teachers and learners must be assisted to be ready for the future of work in which technology will be dominant. Whatever work they will do, even if the children will end up in a work that is physical and manual, if they have technology, they will do that work even better. Umlambo Foundation also wants to ensure that the children will have the technical capability to run their own lives and their professions. During lockdown, we were all able to see what it means to have technology and to be deprived of technology. Those who had technology took their laptops, went to home, and continued working. And those who didn't were left in isolation. We don't want this to happen to the learners we have. We also do this work because we want to close the gender-digital divide. We want to make sure that female teachers are digital natives and leaders. We also want to make sure that the girls are given attention. We expect the teachers that we have trained to pay attention to the girls. And the girls must also be able to use technology, for instance, to report in the case of gender-based violence. Technology must not be too far from them. We also do this work because we are preparing for our country to be in the knowledge economy, which requires technology. We already have inched into that. There are teachers to take their skills home and teach their parents so that the parents are not left behind. In particular, Bantabami, your moms. I am giving you as learners the task to come from school, learn what you learn, go home, sit with your mom and say, Mama, this is how we do it. You must be digitally competent, so should your parents be. Umlambo Foundation is in partnership with many schools where we support the principals. The principals of our schools have been amazing in the manner in which they have supported us. Many of the teachers who are in training have been able to do the training because the principals supported them and created an environment in the school that made it easy for the principals to, for the teachers to learn. Our principals are also in a class of their own, which is focused on leadership training. We have 100 principals who participate in our leadership training group, including principals from outside South Africa in 10 other countries. I'm still expecting the map so that you can see where we are. These are the countries where we are, and we have principals in these schools. And it is wonderful when you see these principals from these different countries working together. So I do want to thank the principals for their continued support. I want to again thank our partners for the labor of love. They have done this work, and when it was difficult, they would always come up with a plan because connectivity is not easy for all our schools. We are hoping to continue to support these teachers and to increase the schools we will support in these countries, because all our training, all our delivery is online. So we can reach a teacher anywhere in the world, in any school in the world. So let me finish by again thanking the families and saying, please support your children to learn to read, especially those who are between grade R to grade 4. We must make sure that children can read for meaning. Support your children to go to early childhood development so that they are ready to embark on their learning journey. Umlambo Foundation is part of a national reading panel that is promoting reading for meaning. Read with your children, Gogo. Read with your children, Buti. Read with your children, Auntie in the street, and ask them questions on what they have read so that you can teach them to comprehend. This is a small thing to do because education is something that all of us are responsible for. So pick a role for yourself in education. At this point in time, I would like to congratulate the teachers, congratulate their families, and congratulate their schools. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Dr. Umlambo. I don't know if it was just me, but I think judging from her welcoming address, you can all tell that she's a teacher by profession, ladies and gentlemen. I'm now going to call upon the partners of this particular program. I'm going to start off by actually introducing some of the key stakeholders from HP. And just to give you a bit of background about how HP has actually partnered with the Umlambo Foundation. So the HP Innovation and Digital Education Academy, i.e. HP IDEA. I hope that's what they call it because I think that's quite clever. So the HP IDEA provides 1 year of immersive professional learning, and it's focused on developing blended and digitally enhanced teaching practices based on frameworks formulated by, listen to it, Harvard Graduate School of Education and the University of Michigan. Round of applause, please. This is an important fate, and it's such an important thing to bring to South Africa and other parts of the continent, as you would have seen on the map. So this is teaching with 21st century technology, and you'll all know that in South Africa, we're currently within the discussions about the fourth industrial revolution and how we implement that. So on that note, I'd like to call upon the HP program for school teachers and managers and educators, and that's Mayank Dengra. This is a recorded video. Unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we haven't been able to get all of the HP partners with us today, but we will be getting that special message from Mayank Dengra. Please, ladies and gentlemen, may you give me your attention.
Good afternoon, teachers, educators, school leaders, official dignitaries here today, Rabiola and Dr. Fumzile Naguka. Such a pleasure to be here with you today. I wish I could be there in person, but unfortunately we have to do this over bytes and pixel. So first of all, congratulations, teachers, HP IDEA fellows, on your graduation today. Such a proud moment for you, and I'm as delighted and as proud as you are about this achievement. You've had a fantastic journey with us. You have shown your grit, you have shown your commitment to innovation, you've shown your commitment to digital pedagogy, and we couldn't be more proud of you. Education is going through a period of creative destruction. The whole structure is imploding on itself, and there are new frameworks coming, and there is so much more that we're expecting from teachers today. Your lives have been transformed, the expectations from you have been transformed. And our aim is to provide you a support system which could help you navigate this new world. I think blended learning is here to stay now. Content is being digitized. Virtual reality is going to come into the classrooms. Artificial intelligence is already there. So the whole nature of an educator is going to become not just a repository of information, but a guide, a mentor to their students, somebody who's going to help them achieve their potential. And that has been our aim from this program, to help you empower your students in turn. I have seen some of the projects that you have scaled, and I'm just blown away by the amount of work you have put in there and by the outcomes that you have achieved there. You're all joining a vibrant community of HP Idea Fellows. The program today runs in 15 countries. We have over 500,000 students being positively impacted through it, almost 20,000 teachers on either the HP Idea Fellow program or potentially the HP Idea Associate program. So you are joining a community of like-minded educators where I hope you will be exchanging best practices and guiding each other, motivating each other. The journey has just started out for you, and I will be watching the space and seeing how it all unfolds for you. Thank you once again for your contributions. Thank you for being the absolutely amazing educators that you are, and have a good rest of the day and good graduation ceremony. Thank you.
Once again to Mayak Dingra, he's the Senior Education Business Leader from HP. Of course, as I've already mentioned, he wasn't able to join us here today, but we have been privileged with the presence of one Joy Buckner, and she's also the facilitator of the HP Idea program. So she'll be able to tell us what exactly this program entails, what exactly our educators have learned, and the pupils as well, and how exactly this will enrich then our education system in South Africa. Joy, please do join me on stage.
Good afternoon. Oh, we can do better than that. I'm sorry, I'm a teacher. Good afternoon. Hi. Thank you. As our lovely MC said, I am Joy Buckner, and I have had the privilege of facilitating the HP Idea program for the past year, with our amazing South African teachers. I have my tissues ready because I'm so proud of them. So proud. So I'll get myself together in a second. So I've definitely had the privilege of working with her. You'll see why I'm so emotional when you see their projects. So first, I want to thank the Umlambo Foundation. Dr. Punzele, thank you for trusting your teachers with me for the past year and for trusting us to guide them through this program. It's been a privilege. To reboot, I could not have thought of a better partner or stronger country lead to follow me in this journey, and to just be a fierce advocate for the teachers who are going through this program. Cannot thank you enough. Would not have been able to do it without you, and I don't think that the fellows would have been able to do it without you either. To the principals of all the schools who have given your time and your teachers. This is not a project that takes a couple minutes a day. Like, they were with me once a week, but then they were implementing their programs every single day. And the principals trusted us and gave us the time and gave their fellows the time to do the work that they needed. And I'll talk to you about that work in a second, but I have to thank them as well. To my fellows, all of my 9 schools and 65 fellows that have graduated from the program, congratulations on your graduation. Again, so very proud of you. And I hope that you take pride in the work that you've done, and I am really honored to be celebrating all the work that our fellows have done, and hope that I do a little bit of justice to their program today. So, Dr. Punzele, you'll have to forgive me. I do not say that I am their teacher. I am very deliberate in saying that I am the facilitator of this program. And the reason why I say that is because I'm giving the fellows the tools that they need in this program, but they are driving the innovations in their program. So to give you some background on HP IDEA, the whole concept of it is that we take the teachers through a process in the beginning of learning. Well, I'm sorry, let me back up 1 second before I get into that. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited about the work that they've done. But the fellows, you might think that you're just impacting the group of students that you're working with in your school, but you're not. As Mayank said, there are 500 schools that have been a part of HP IDEA thus far. In that, 1,500 fellows so far have completed the program and then scaled their projects to associates, and that is, so that 1,500 then expanded to 18,500 teachers who are doing an aspect of these projects and touching the lives of 500,000 students. We are also in a number of countries. So as you say, we are currently working in 15 countries around the world. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Now, if we can go on to the next slide, please. As I said, we have come a long way. We've had a year-long journey with our fellows. So just getting into, again, what we were saying. From the beginning with our program, what we asked is for our teachers to really, in the first conference, start thinking of what is a need that you have within your population, within your community, at your school. And then to really start observing, speaking to the stakeholders, interviewing your students, really figuring out what can we do, what need do we have in our school, and how can we address that through innovation. Now, when we think of innovation, a lot of times we think that innovation means technology. And it could, in your context, mean that. But innovation to us is applying something new to a need that you have within your school. And our fellows have done just that. And so you'll see that we have fellows who have addressed the basic needs of their students. The teachers at Lazonia Farm School their innovation was to address their basic needs. Their students were hungry, and they developed a school farm and taught their students how to farm and everything that is involved with that. Our fellows at Rutanong realized that students' parents, if their parents are involved with their learning, then they're more likely to be successful in their careers. And so they have established a communication program with their parents to ensure that the parents know what's going on with the learning and the teacher are involved. And they have had a huge increase. Our partners at, let me think, I always say the wrong name. It's ICEF, how do I say it? ICEF. Listen, I butcher names, but I try. They are seeing that their students aren't as independent as they would like them to be. And they address that independence through a program where the students do checklists and their parents check their work. When I say that the diversity that the teachers have had in this program are amazing, and I could not be more proud of them. But also what they learned is that digital literacy is important. All of our programs were run online. Everything that they did had a digital aspect to it. We talked about high leverage teaching practices and teaching for understanding. So high leverage teaching practices are 18 key instructional practices that came out of the University of Michigan that we made sure that they learned about these practices and they incorporated them into their everyday lives within the context of their schools. So I do not want to speak too long. I could go on forever about the work that our fellows have done. But I want their projects to speak for themselves. And so if you can allow me a few minutes, you'll see some slides come up, and it's going to give you, but before we start it, you'll notice that in our program, we always talk about the population, the innovation, and the outcome. So the population are the students that are going to be impacted by your innovation, right? So not the number of students, but who are they? Are they kindergarten students? Are they R students? Are they year 7 students? And then the innovation is, what are you doing? What are you putting into place? And the outcome is, what do you want to see happen as a result of this innovation being applied to your school? And so you'll see here that we have the inquiry focus for each slide, and that's going to tell you who is their innovation, what was the innovation, who is their population, and what did they want their outcome to be as a result. So I'll give you a few minutes, and hopefully you can see the amazing projects that our fellows have done so far. Thank you.
Gentlemen, just please give us some of your patience. It seems like the gremlins in our system are misbehaving today, but let that not take away from the very important work that we're about to watch. Just a few more minutes, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope that you were able to give a yay. I love celebrating our fellows. And we're about to hear from one. But before we do that, I just want to remind our fellows that your journey does not stop here. We hope that you continue to scale your innovation, that you expand and train as many fellows as you can within your schools, and that you look for new areas of need within your communities, and applying innovations to them. But on top of that, now you're HP alumni, HP Idea alumni. Yes, you can give them a clap for that. Now you're HP Idea alumni, which means you're not rid of me yet. We hope that you will be able to join us as HP IDEA Senior Fellows, and continue to mentor those who are coming behind you, but continue to support the innovations that are happening within your school populations. And that means you get to join our very coveted HP IDEA Senior Fellow Facebook group, which we will be sending you some information about so that you can continue on. But most of our fellows in their final presentation spoke about what they plan to do to continue on their innovations so that they don't stop. And every single one of them had an idea of what they wanted to do, how they wanted to grow their projects. And that's all we can dream of. But to speak to this, I'm sure you don't want to just hear from me, but we have one of our fantastic, phenomenal fellows with us today from Sefako Primary School. She is a year 7 teacher. Her name is Tumi,
And it is my extreme honor to introduce her to come and address us today to speak to you about her innovation. Proud of you.
Greetings, everyone. I'd like to observe all protocols and not mention people by names. I'm overwhelmed by excitement. It's been a journey, a wonderful one, an educational journey that I wish each and every single teacher in the world can get a chance to travel. The program, the HP Idea program, was very educational and informative. And what I learned and what all the other fellows learned, I'm speaking on behalf of the other fellows because we used to have sessions where we Joy asked us, what is it that you are wowed about the program? So one of the things that came up often was that innovation is not technological. Because in the program, we were taught how to become innovative. However, we needed to have technical skills in order for our innovations to come alive. We learned that if you want to come up with an innovation, you need to be empathetic, because without empathy, you can never succeed in your innovation. If you want to come up with an innovation, you need to be willing to learn, willing to put in the effort that is required for your innovation to see the light of day. You need to be able to put others first. And in our context, our learners were our others that we needed to put first. We needed to learn to give people a chance. If you were not willing to give other people a chance, then you did not stand a chance. We were chosen not because we were great, but because our principals gave us a chance. We were chosen because Umlambo Foundation gave our principals a chance to have their schools participating in the project, and then our principals cascaded that to us. I am standing here because I was also given a chance. So let's give other people a chance. So amongst other things that I'm taking home from this whole project is that for me, and I do speak for other fellows, teamwork was redefined. We needed to work as a team, and our team had to be our immediate colleagues in our schools when we were creating our project. But from that team, we had a bigger team, which was the South African cohort that I'm a proud member of. So the South African cohort was our bigger team. But then again, there is a team that when we speak of teamwork, that we forget to recognize. The team of the people who are not part of the work that we're supposed to be doing. But that person that makes you that cup of tea when you are pulling in extra hours trying to get your project together. Our family members, our friends, our partners. Teamwork has been redefined because within our teams, the immediate teams that we're supposed to work with, some of the members come to the party and some of the team members don't come to the party. And in our cohort, one of the fellows, I don't want to mention her name, but we all know her. She was the only one in her school from the very early stages. Her team members were just not there. But she just soldiered on. I remember in a session when she was saying, no, I'm fine, I don't mind carrying on. And Joy was like, no, this is going to be a lot of work, you need team members. She was like, no, it's fine, I'll carry on. And she carried on. Along the way, she faced some obstacles, but she on conference 4, she delivered, she presented, and her presentation was beautiful. And she called her son when she was struggling with technology to come help her out. And I was like, your son is your team member. So when you have your immediate team members working for you, working with you, that's great. But if they're not there, oh well. What I'm saying is that what this program has taught me is that if and when they do not want to come to the party, just take their absence as an uncontested opportunity to shine. Take that as an opportunity to put yourself out there. Take that as an opportunity to help make yourself be recognized. But share the joy with your active team members. When they are not there, you go out there, you shine, and you don't share the credit with anyone, and you don't feel guilty because your external team members know that you did the work all by yourself. I don't have more words than these. Thank you very much. Do me my
It's me. It seems like she wants to take my job and that uncontested shine that you're speaking about. Thank you so much for that moving tribute and rendition, Dumi Mavundla. She's, of course, a teacher who's gone through this program. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I speak for myself by saying that you can tell just the love that the facilitator and what she doesn't want to really say are her students, but what the she denies it, but the relationship that they had, the commitment that you had despite the challenges, and most importantly, the perseverance that you've shown. So congratulations to each and every one of the fellows who have embarked on this journey and have now completed it. Today, we celebrate you. Once again, thanks to Mayank Dingra. He's, of course, the senior business lead at HP, and Joy Buckner. You've traveled far. Thank you so much for being in our midst. So we're going to take a bit of a breather to allow ourselves to take in everything that's been said, to reflect then on the beauty that the journey of education can really be and how empowering it can be. We're going to get now a musical item from a very special individual, might I add. I guess this partnership, Umlambo Foundation, just strives for excellence, I must say. Danny Peterson is a young man really who became the youngest university student at the University of the Western Cape. He was 11 years old. He's a drummer. He started playing the drum at 3 years old, and he's currently now at the School of Music in New York, and he's being sponsored by Yamaha. He's one of us, so we're still celebrating. So let's give him a round of applause. Let's enjoy his drums. Let's enjoy this music and continue celebrating this day.
I don't get it. Let me hear you say.
Thank you very much to Danny Peterson for that wonderful rendition of Kauleza. Let me not talk to myself. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do continue interacting with us on our social media platforms. This is, of course, a digital learning literacy program. Our hashtag for today on Twitter is hashtag Umlambo Foundation, and as well as on Facebook, search us at Umlambo Foundation. And this hashtag, as I've already mentioned, is Umlambo Foundation. Now, we're going to move towards getting the second part of the congratulatory remarks from Tactileo. They're also one of the partners in this program, and Tactileo, she's tongue twister. Tactileo is a digital teaching and learning platform for schools, teachers, and learners. And ICEF, which is also one of the partners, is the International Center of Excellence for Innovative Learning, an alliance of 29 African and European universities who leverage technology to educate and train teachers. So what basically Tactileo is the platform through which the teachers, learners, and educators were able to use to be able to complete this program. And I'm now going to get a congratulatory remark from Stephanie Edwards, who is one of the district administrators of the program.
Welcome to ICEF. ICEF is the International Centre of Excellence for Innovative Learning, and this is an alliance of 29 African and European universities who aim to leverage technology to educate and also to train trainers. My name is Stephanie Edwards, and I'm one of the ICEF teachers, and I'm also responsible for the development of some of the material. In our Train the Trainer program, we have six modules, and I'd like to give you a brief overview of those. Our first module focuses on the 5 roles of the teacher. A teacher is not just someone who delivers content, but he is also the host in the classroom. He is the one who has to encourage the children to actually work. He's the one that has to monitor their learning process. The second module focuses on the teacher as a pedagogue. The pedagogue is not just responsible for student behaviour, for teaching students to regulate their own behaviour, but also to encourage them to regulate their own learning. The next modules focus on the development of the adolescent and also the development of a child, and how this behaviour can impact in the classroom and how the student can best deal with this. We've also developed a module on dealing with differences in diversity. Our students and pupils are not just diverse regarding education levels, but also culture, background, etc. And these all come to play in the classroom. We also have a unit on how to deal with traumatized students. When as a teacher can you actually deal with it yourself, and when do you need to refer it to an expert? We have a unit on information technology, on how to actually use this in the classroom. Our unit on hybrid learning focuses on students where in a classroom where some are actually in the classroom, but the others are learning online. How can the teacher best deal with this? What are the best tools for this? And information technology is not just for delivering information, but it's also for encouraging the students to interact with this information and to make it their own. Thank you for listening, and I hope this has provided you with a short introduction to ICEF and what we actually do.
Thank you very much to Stephanie Edwards, whose message basically emphasizes empathy in education. I'd like us to now take another break which I'm hoping you will continue interacting with us on our various social media platforms, including those who are joining us via our YouTube link. And we'll now just get a short musical item from the Durban Philharmonic Orchestra.
Jerusalem, ikhaya lami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikhaya lami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami ilondoloze 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 zungangishilana ilondoloze 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 zungangishilana Jerusalema ikhaya lami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikhaya lami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze Importantly, we're here to honor you who's at home. I hope you're standing benjaiva lani corner, getting a cup of tea if it's necessary. We haven't forgotten about you, so thank you so much for staying with us on this journey. I'd now like to actually move to the most important part of the program, I believe, and that's to call upon the patron of the Umlambo Foundation, but I've done a grave injustice to her. So before she became the first woman deputy president of the Republic of South Africa, and before she became the executive director of UN Women, she was a teacher, which is exactly why we're here today, which is exactly why she has so much passion for education. She's a woman who needs absolutely no introduction. She's a global citizen. She's someone who cares about her country and women, especially the girl child. I'm talking about Dr. Phumzile Mlambo.
Juvenes
waiting for you. The first school that I'm going to call is Lezonia Primary Farm School. Okay. Where are they? Okay. Yes, here are the teachers. Martha Raholwane, Molepe Miriam, Kabele Emily, Leshaba Madifako, Jacobs Winifred, Thelma Moeng, Raholane Martha, Kekana Doreen. Congratulations, wherever you are. We hope you are at school watching together. And then, Lowly Primary School. Lowly has set up a table at their school. It's just a pity we cannot show them. They showed us this morning. They are all dressed to kill. Makeup and everything, and they have a nice function at school to celebrate the teachers. And they are an amazing school. All schools are amazing, actually. So we have Mokhale, Paulina, Molebo Ngeng, Lerato Hoti, Kabanelindiwe Magdalene, Neno Nompumelelo Innocentia, and Setlobo Rebecca Mamuso. Congratulations, Lulu. The next school is Liberty Community School. So you can see there is the principal, and we have Precious Pinda, Kulekani Hadebe, Setliselo Sibanda, Tatenda, Gomonda, Dokas Moyo, Dumisani Hadebe. And then we have Pretoria Central High School. And there we have Moipone Motaung, Palisa Mashabela, Rizau Makondo, Tabiseng Mokale, Logan Fori, and Thomas Klongwane. And then we have Rutanang Primary Enrichment Center. There we have Kutswane Reginald, Smith Ricardo, Marike Marianne Fori, Lesejane Agnes Mansi, Lesiba Isaac Pila, and Skuman Dion. Then we have Sefako Mapocho Makato Primary School. And there we have Jane Charane, Johanna Makoko, Mokokotlela, Michael Seloka, Nokwanda Mavundla, Busisiwe Skosane, Yonela Zikolise. And then we have Doka Primary School. We have Tepo, Rapolokwane, Latitsa Molefi, Makafane Vuyiswa, Rampala Benjamin, Rikhana, Nogunwaba, Moipone, Ralibise. And then we have Eitzig Primary. We have Loshine Mudli, Rianda Bristo, Angelique Lotta, Genevieve Bliganot, Anne-Marie Stradom, and Christelle Latin. And then we have Valala Primary School. We have Mashadi Noran Malifo, and the principal, Krishini Dredi. Is she the principal? No. Oh, oh yeah, it's the other way around. Yes, thanks. So these are the two in this school. If I could just say, the schools in the foundation level are further being assisted to focus more intensely on teaching learners to read. Again, this is a pilot, and we will be using technology so that it is not too difficult and it is quick for the teacher to always be in touch with the children and see when they are struggling to teach or when they are struggling to comprehend. So these are all the skills that these teachers are going to be taking home, and we all feel better because we have them having completed this course. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Dr. Umlambo for officiating over the graduation of those educators, teachers, and other leaders. Actually, they're actually leaders. Give them another round of applause, please. And so we've now reached another part of our program where we take another break just to really continue with the celebrations. And we still have a second part where we are going to get those who form part of the Tactileo and ICEF district administrators cohort also getting their names read out. So just take a break and we'll be back shortly. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a round of applause, and especially for those who will be graduating.
I just want to first to thank the principals of the schools that we've just finished, as well as the teachers who graduated yesterday. This work would have been impossible without the support of the principals. And some of the principals have been partners of Umlambo Foundation for almost 10 years. And we are really thankful for everything that we have achieved with them. I'm going to now ask the people who are graduating to, if they can move this side. So, yeah. Charlotte Modzuka. Charlotte Modzuka. Oh.
I'd just like to interject. We'd like that for all the graduates to remain on stage for a group photo. So once you've received your certificate, certificates, please remain on stage. You'll get your photo with Dr. Umlambo Nguga, but a group photo as well. Thank you very much.
And then, Olile Kubai. Ngaibo Lubisi. Validam, Angabram, Agambram. Tabo, Kwe, Nkwe. We have 3 who are not here. This was a small class of district officials. So we are glad that all of them were in the Gauteng area, so we were able to ask them to come here, and we will take these certificates of the ones who are not here, and we will deliver them to the
Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the graduates. Ningabi no more na. We'll call upon the COO of the Umlambo Foundation to join the graduates for their group photo. Look at them very closely. They've worked very hard. They've achieved something that you haven't, so please keep clapping. Cameraman, are you okay there? I hope that those at home are also standing, clapping their hands. We can't see you, but we know that you also wish them well.
And the ones who haven't finished, we're waiting for them.
That is a stern warning to those who don't seem to have concluded the program. Please do right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations once again. Whew, okay, so that was fun. I don't know about you, but I think that was a very important part to celebrate. We're now going to move towards getting special messages. So let me tell you something about the Umlambo Foundation. One thing about them is that they're able to get support from all over the world. I mean, they're a global foundation. Please take them seriously. Oh, yes, absolutely. And the reason why I'm saying that is one of the special messages that we're going to be getting in a few moments is from Elizabeth Marino. She's the former managing director in Africa for HP, which is one of the partners in this program, and is now the Minister for Gender Equality, Diversity, and Equal Opportunities in France. She's also a part of the World Bank and UNESCO. I mean, how much more global do you need to get? So we'll hear from Elizabeth Marino, please.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elizabeth Moreno, and I'm the former Managing Director of HP Africa. A few years ago, I was living in South Africa, and I have been lucky to meet with Dr. Fumzile and discover the great work of Umlambo Foundation in favor of public schools. As an example, in 2021, you have trained about 600 teachers for digital literacy, and you have produced theories of change and implemented amazing projects in the schools. And I've heard about another group of 700 teachers trained by the University of Western Cape. I'm so glad you have all graduated. Congratulations. Taking part in this course denotes to your character as an educator, as someone who really believes in the importance of their students' access to opportunities. Knowing that one job out of 3 that will be created in the 5 coming years will have a STEM component, everyone can understand how important these skills are for your students, as they will make them equipped for the future they will have to face. Hence, I just wanted to thank you all very warmly for your commitment to build a better future for all these kids. Thank you.
We thank you very much, Elizabeth Marino, for that beautiful and special message. We're now going to move on to 3 more congratulatory messages. That will be from Charlotte McLean-Nhlapo from the World Bank, Gabriela Ramos from UNESCO, and we'll also be getting a special message from our very own South African President, His Excellency Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa.
Greetings. Greetings. Thank you for the opportunity to congratulate the Umlambo Foundation and her partners on this important digital literacy education graduation. It's so exciting to see this event on digital literacy taking place. My name is Charlotte McLean-Nhlapo. I'm a lead social specialist and the Global Disability Advisor at the World Bank based in Washington, D.C. Over the past several years, we at the World Bank and other development partners have witnessed the growing use of digital technology to deliver educational services. Digital technologies are radically and rapidly changing how learning can be customized to a student's needs and preferences. Today, more governments are investing in edtech and digital infrastructure. Teachers are keen to be at the cutting edge of using digital technologies to leapfrog the learning experiences of their learners into a brighter future. It's fair to say that today's emerging technologies and advances in infrastructure offer low-cost teaching resources, flexibility. Consider for a moment how we all turned to digital learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was digital literacy that kept us going, that kept us in school, and ultimately provided greater inclusion and improved education equality. However, we know from a recent landscape review report that the World Bank launched a few weeks ago that not all children are included in the promise of digital technology. In particular, we know that children with disabilities are less likely to benefit from mainstream edtech initiatives, thus sharpening the digital divide between those that have access and those that do not. Therefore, ensuring that educators are trained to use technology that is adapted and accessible for children with disabilities is essential. We know that harnessing the potential of digital technologies to break barriers for children with disabilities contributes to removing the many barriers that they experience and contributes to building their human capital. We need to therefore better understand the landscape of using ICT in educating children with disabilities, specifically in lower and middle income economies. We need to identify success stories and canvass the ecosystem of gaps that prevent technology's potential from turning into reality. So as you graduate, please help us to not only highlight the gaps, but to share in making recommendations for policy and program development to strengthen approaches for inclusive EdTech going forward, and in so doing, ensuring that no child is left behind. I wish you well in your future endeavors. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Hello, I am Gabriela Ramos. I am the Assistant Director General for Social and Human Sciences at UNESCO, and I'm also in charge of the ethics of artificial intelligence. And in this sense, I really want to congratulate all the teachers that graduated from this fantastic training on digital literacy skills. And of course, I want to congratulate the Umlambo Foundation and my dear friend Fumsile, because this is really providing with the skills that we need in the current times that have been proven so useful in the context of the confinement of COVID and in the context of the schools really endorsing the technological change that will help them advance better knowledge. I encourage you to use these skills. This is a great place to start, not only because you will be able to introduce all these technological changes in your subjects, in your disciplines, the pedagogy, the way to do it. You will also connect with your students that sometimes they are really more advanced in terms of being curious about the technologies. But more than anything, by transmitting these skills to your students, you will also have impact in the community, because these things come to the family, come to the mom, come to all the people that benefit from the new knowledge that you have acquired. So again, congratulations. I'm looking forward to hear about the successes of utilizing these new skills. Looking forward to continue being in touch with you and keep up at it to improve the learning outcomes of your schools, of your teachers, of your country. Thank you very much.
With former Deputy President Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, and she's told me about the fantastic work that she's doing with teachers, getting them to be well trained on online teaching, and she told me that teachers are taking this up with a great deal of enthusiasm. So I wish you all well as you graduate in this most important area of work. Do well for our children, keep learning, and give them the very best teaching that you can. So I'm with you, and I'm going to work with her to increase the level of training for our teachers. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much to all those congratulatory messages that we've received from officials from the World Bank, UNESCO, and as well as the President of the Republic of South Africa. And it's very important then that we are going to get someone who is an implementer of this digital literacy program, and I'm glad that the President's message played before this official, because I'm now going to call upon the Gauteng North District official, Xolile Kubai. But before you take the stage, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka is going to return. It seems like she's got another item to add to the program just before then Ms. Kubai takes the stage.
We want to apologize for a very serious mistake. One HP school was not mentioned. It was not in the pack that was submitted. And the school is Fosco Primary. And the graduating teachers are Nigo Matye, Nosibudi Malepe, Wisani Gertrude, Peggy Mabaso, Usani Maria Ngobedi, Portia Makani, and Kabo Mabija. And Joy, the teacher, will just say something about the school because she did not present on them. Thank you. And we apologize, Fosco, we love you.
Foskar, I love you dearly. Please forgive us for the oversight. I have so much to say about this school. When we speak about this program, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time. And unfortunately, there were certain schools that fell off and were not able to catch up with the work. Foskar came to me maybe about 6 weeks or so ago and said, Joy, we're trying so hard. We really want to graduate. Can we please continue on? And I said, if you're able to do it, if you're able to catch up with the work, then I will support you. And they messaged me every day. They worked extremely hard. They bullied me for resources to get them. And so not only are they looking at using digital gadgets to improve their students' achievement, but they're also really working on their students becoming good readers. And so through the course of using different programs to address their students' needs, they are really doing some innovative work with literacy and using gadgets within their school. And really focusing on giving individualized attention to their students in any way that they might be struggling. And so I do not want them being omitted from the program to be an indication of the work that they are doing, because they have gone above and beyond to ensure that they finish this program. And I can't even, I have to commend them so much, because there was, how many schools? 50 that just gave up. It's a lot of work. They refused to give up. They've pushed through and they've done a phenomenal job. And so I just want to give them a round of applause and celebrate their work. They're an amazing group. Thank you so much, Dr. Phumzile.
Thank you very much to Joy Buckner for that, and I'm sure they'll take their apology on the chin. Thank you very much. I'm now going to call upon Xolile Kubai. She is from the Gauteng North District. She is an official there, and she is also one of the critical components who actually facilitated and partnered with the Umlambo Foundation in terms of being able to identify schools that the program would be rolled out in. Ms. Kubai?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Let me start by acknowledging our special guest, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka, our officials from the department, our director, and all other managers and leaders of different stakeholders. You know, let me start by saying this. When I first joined the program, the first training, which was presented by Mr. Jerome Tactileo, I couldn't even pronounce the name. I was not sure what to expect, you know. I thought it's one of the programs in education where you have to complete and nothing is done after that, you understand. And I don't know, it was a coincidence, and I was watching the news, and I saw an interview with Dr. Phumzile Mlambo regarding the program. And I had the aims and the intentions, and I said, this woman is actually closing the gap that we have in education. And I started developing and loving the program, you know, to say this is what we need in our education system. So I'm really honored to be here and represent the Gauteng North District, which is a district that embraces technology. You know, I've joined the district not so long ago, but we embrace technology so much. With the challenges of resources that we have farm schools, we still have schools that are disadvantaged in terms of infrastructure and technology and connectivity. But with the little resources that we have, we are pushing and we are moving with the 4IR skills and the digital skills, and we are going there. And, you know, I must say we have learned a lot in this program. We were taught so many things, what you can use. If you are in class teaching learners, you can actually do it even virtually. What you can do in a physical class, because we focus on the mainstream whereby you stand in front of the kid and teach. Now, COVID came, taught us, listen, you need to be open-minded. You need to acknowledge that you need to move to the digital world. I remember when we were doing our project and our assignment as a team, you know, we had to do a presentation to say, in case where a learner cannot attend school, what do we do? You know? So we use these different programs, and we promise that as we are trained, we need to train schools as well. And we promise Dr. Phumzile that this knowledge and the skills that we have acquired, it will not end in our district, but we will definitely train our colleagues and also our schools. And you know, I said this program, I call it a program to relearn, to develop and upskill. I thought I know technology, you know, but getting to see and use the different programs that we were taught, you know, Prezi, I said, I don't know anything. It was an opportunity for us to explore. And we thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, especially as district official, because we see what is happening in schools. We know and we understand the challenges of ICT that they have. So this opportunity has given us to actually develop the schools and actually escalate the knowledge that we have. We thank you so much for the opportunity, and we are on board. Definitely, it does not end here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much once again to Xolile Kubai. I think that's a very important ending note. It does not end here. And we know the challenges within the education department. I'll also be keeping you accountable on another platform as a journalist, so please do make sure that you keep your promise. I'm watching you closely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've now reached the tail end of our program, and what a wonderful day it has been. Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves another round of applause, please. It's been a wonderful afternoon of celebration, innovation, talking about commitment, and most importantly, perseverance. I'd now like to call upon someone who will speak to this and how the vision has come to fruition. I'm talking about the Chief Operations Officer at the Umlambo Foundation, Ribuwile Matabe.
Zianda completely put me on the spot. I was meant to do the thank yous today. And I have to agree. What a wonderful. Thank you so much to all of you. You know, yesterday we had some uninvited guests, and they caused disturbances in our transmission. So I just wanted to again apologize to everybody that tuned in yesterday, you know, and to just say that we are forging ahead. I actually have to thank our principals, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo and the CEO of Altron, Mr. Mtetonyati, because they immediately infused the never die spirit. And the team came again, we got pumped up, and here we are today. Yes. And we've had the most successful day. So thank you very much to the both of you. I want to also thank the team, you know, from Umlambo and from Altron. Like I say, they really kind of came together quickly, and they were, you know, they said, no, we will not die. And again, guys, thank you so, so much to all of you. Really, really appreciate it. I'd like to thank the program director, Zianda. You have handled this like the professional that you are. So thank you, and again, thank you for giving of your time. We know that you're very busy. You could have been out there doing your thing, but you decided to come here and spend your time with us. So thank you very much for that, ma'am. Thank you. I just want to say that, yeah, clap for yourself. Thank you, thank you. I just want to explain that when we started the digital literacy programs, it was really in the middle of COVID. And teachers were very frustrated, school leaders and managers were very frustrated. The department had these huge expectations, from them. So there was a lot of frustration. But I remember, our patrons saying, we cannot waste this. And with every adversity, there is an opportunity. And we took it. We didn't really know how we're going to maneuver, but they were really people that rallied around us, and they assisted us. So I'd like to thank them. We had Professor Yankees, who was at University of Western Cape, but is now with Telkom. I'd like to really send out a thank you to her. Professor Antoni van Niergag, who is with the Wits School of Governance. Professor Mbine Magwe, who's at UNISA. I remember she was really, really instrumental in kind of making us understand, baseline, where are we as a country before we engaged in any program. So thank you to her as well. We'd like to also thank Litsema Consulting, because they were there with us every step of the way. I'd like to send out a thank you to the CEO, Mr. Isaac Shongwe, and to the CEO of Litsema Foundation, Robin Bleekers, who really was there night and day, strategizing, conceptualizing with us. So thank you to Litsema Consulting for that. We also thought, okay, we have this opportunity. We had a lot of goodwill from HP, from Tactileo, and other people. But we thought, we can't just go into this, kind of blank. We didn't want to pretend like we understand the education landscape. And we thought, let us bring in the people that we're trying to assist. We didn't want to be arrogant and pretend like we know it all. So what then we did is we convened a steering committee of a 14-member principals that we brought together, and we said to them, we need your input. So many times programs come in, they're just imposed on our principals, on our schools, on our teachers, but are not really very contextualized. So we asked them to assist us, and they did that. 14 of them under the leadership of Ms. Jane Sarani, who was at the time the principal at Sefako, but she has now been promoted and she's with the Gauteng North District. But I remember when we started with them and through the process, and we decided, personally and also as the Umlambo Foundation, that we would never really participate in any conversation that says that our school leaders and managers and teachers are useless. Because what we saw in not just the steering committee, but the bigger group, is that we have the leadership in this country. We have teachers, yes, Tumi, Olile, all of you that are here from the Gauteng North District, that we do have good stock in the education sector. So Umlambo is for that good stock and is for supporting that good stock, and is really not for that narrative that says that our teachers are not up to scratch. I'd like to thank the partners. Obviously, we wouldn't be here without them. I'll start with our partners at HP. I'd like to say thank you to the Managing Director of Africa, Mr. Bradley Polford, Vileshan Moodley, and Mayank Dingra, and Christine Nasegosi at Mirai, and Joy Bagner. Joy, I have no words. I have never seen such work ethic in my life. And Joy was, she's very modest. She says she was just a facilitator. She was also a very great supporter for our teachers. She held their hand. She made sure that they are the best that they could possibly be. So thank you for that. And she's been a great friend as well. Thank you, Joy. I want to thank the Gauteng North District Director, Tate Kosi. Thank you so much. You rooted for your officials from the very beginning, and you really showed outstanding leadership. Thank you so much, Dad, and thank you to all of you again that are here. A great appreciation to our artists that featured in our program today. I think they're also one of those groups that always get left out, and yet they bring so much joy to us. So every single one who was featured on the program today, I'd just like to say thank you very much for that. To our well-wishers, Memoroni, Menhlapo, Meramos, and obviously the President of the country, President Cyril Ramaphosa, we really thank you for taking time out and wishing us well. Thank you for that. Tumi and Kolile, thank you. You know, for sharing your reflections and for sharing your stories. I am greatly inspired, and I hope that you've managed to inspire other teachers out there that they would take on opportunities like this. And thank you, and well done that you did take up the opportunity. Thank you. And again, in closing, I really want to say thank you to the CEO of Altron, Ndate Mthetho Nyati, and the rest of his team for your unwavering support. We really would not have pulled this off without Altron. So to them, I say thank you. We really appreciate the support at Umlambo. And to our patron, Mepumzile, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Ribuwile Matabe. She's the Chief Operations Officer at the Umlambo Foundation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our lot for the day. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. Thank you for being patient, not only to those who are joining us from the Altron Auditorium here in Woodmead, but to those of you at home who've persevered throughout the program and have stayed with us and have celebrated with us and have understood and hopefully have been inspired by those who've graduated here today. I do have one last item, announcement, I should say. To those of you who are with us here in Woodmead, we'd like you to please join us outside for refreshments. But before you eat, we'd like you to please join us in taking a group photo. We want to remember this special day, and we want to also, show those who will come after you just who actually laid the foundation. It's been a great pleasure being with you. My name is Ziyanda Ngobo. Please take care and get home safely.
Yo. nami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishiye